We're not even playing the game.
Yeah, I just need healing.
Yeah, 20 tacos would do that to you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, bro.
especially 20 Taco Bell tacos.
I've eaten 10 before, and like I feel sick, like the next day from it. It's
Yeah, after 20, in the arms of the angel.
oh
We
shit.
need you. We need healing. We need you healing.
Yeah,
Talk to healing like it's a person. Healing. Has anybody seen healing? Late again? Yeah. Why do we keep hiring this guy? Keeping this guy.
Oh shit.
What a
All right.
cost needs him. Crazy.
Here we go. Final destination.
Let's fucking do this. It's been a long time since I've seen this. I'm excited to watch this.
I know. I'm a fan of this movie.
Yeah.
It was one of the early ones I got to see in the movie theater by myself because I was, of age where I could buy a ticket myself. I think I've seen all
I
but
think I did
one
go
of
to
them
the
in the
theater.
theater.
I think I've only seen 2. I think I've seen this one in the theater. I think. Man, I don't know. I'm old. I'm old and my memory sucks.
Ooh, no. Yo, that's so crazy. No, get the fuck away from me, bitch. I'm getting off the plane. Move. Move. Get out the way. The only thing that would have...
They should have played Tenacious D, like fucker gently.
I'm a piece of shit. The only thing that would have made that better is if they had pulled that off and it unveiled an airplane.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. You scared the hell out of me.
Damn.
Savage.
Supposed to be the teacher. Miss Teacher, shut up, Satanic student.
Satanic? That's not. I'm never calling it nothing else.
It's obviously it's much worse. Oh man, that's gotta be worse, right? Like
Satanic? Yeah. There's satanic and there's satanic. I tell you, man, you don't want to trust those satanic people.
you could do a movie about that where it, like comes back up to Earth for like a little bit of time and just lives, and then like and that's his last name is Tanic. That's crazy. Oh, here we go. First death. Oh, shit. All right. Strap in. Here we go. No, please. No.
This is great. Nothing's even happened yet.
No! No!
Oh, jeez.
Creating an absolute incomprehensible attraction.
Go on. If you smell what the Todd is cooking, you're like a promo. What the?
And if you want to waste your life beating the shit out of Alex every time you see him,
my God!
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Nope. We don't need that. Why is everything wet? What is happening in her house? It explodes into her face. She's like, ah! Slips and falls. Oh!
Way to call it.
Bro. Okay. Slips, falls. Bro, she put the rag on the knives. That got to be with something. Bro, and then she gonna try to reach up. She gonna grab the rag. Oh my God, no! Let it please. No!
That's the thumbnail right there. That's the thumbnail.
Well, all that started happening. I looked at Warren. His eyes were so wide, like, what is happening?
Holy shit! Oh no! No!
So who's next?
That's crazy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to We're Gonna Make You Watch. I am Brian. With me as always are my good friends Isaiah, Warren. In this episode, we introduced Warren to Final Destination, and it went a certain way.
What kind of intro? And it went away.
It went a certain way. Before we get too into talking about the movie, what have you guys been up to for the past week?
Still incredibly busy. I went and saw Hard Eyes. I highly recommend.
Hell yeah.
Very, very good. I know I sent you guys the message about it that I felt it was kind of had the same kind of tone of Thanksgiving. It had the comedy kind of injected into it, which I thought was done brilliantly. And I could see this becoming a potential franchise. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Hell yeah.
I definitely like the premise of it. I thought the story was pretty good, and overall just really, really well done. And I can see why a lot of people are raving about it and why it's getting really, really good reviews right now. Definitely highly recommend going to see that. Beyond that, haven't really done much else in the last week other than just been really busy. So that's kind of all I've been up to.
Right on. Warren.
Just been wallowing in my sadness.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the Chiefs, man. It sucks.
Nah, like honestly, my wife took it harder than I did, which was kind of funny.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, she was getting really worked up about it during the game. Like she, she was like, "What are they doing?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Playing bad football.
My initial response should have been, nothing. Like, but yeah. So my boys couldn't get it done. Congrats to the Eagles and Jalen Hurts and Saquon. I'm happy for both of them and Brandon Graham getting nice little Super Bowl action.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just that whole team, really good team. Happy for those.
They are. Yeah, the Eagles are a great team. It sucks, but they are.
we got smacked, bro. Like, so that's just what it is. Other than that, not a whole lot. Been watching that new Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus.
Oh, right on. Very cool.
I mean, I'm probably biased, so you could probably never really take anything I say about a Spider-Man product. If I say I like it anyway, to heart, I like it. I just probably initially like it because it's Spider-Man. You slap Spider-Man on it, and I'm like, I'm there. But I think it's been pretty good. They do have a weird habit of like being like, Spider-Man has a really great cast of supporting characters. Let's not use any of them. And you're like, all right, bro. Like, because they have like Nico in it as like one of his friends. And it's like, and then they do have Harry, but like, they're just like, all right, yeah, Mary Jane, no, she's gone. Gwen Stacy, nah, we're not gonna use her.
Fuck that bitch.
Flash, nah, yeah, we're not using Flash.
It is an interesting approach.
But they do have Lonnie in it, so like Tombstone. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it is just clearly like kind of origin because like some of these people are not who they become yet. So that's a cool little thing because Peter's still he's in high school. So I would assume around the same age that the MCU Spider-Man would have been when that started because they basically just ripped some of that stuff from the movie. Yeah, Tom Holland at 28 years old when they started it.
I don't even think he's 28 yet.
I don't know if he's ever going to be 28.
He's never going to look 28.
But yeah, so like that's kind of what I've been doing, man. Just watching a little bit of that.
I don't know what I've been doing. I don't think much. No, I worked. Been playing Raid Shadow Legends because I'm a fucking nerd. Playing Marvel Rivals, and then just rewatching Frasier and Cheers and Friends.
Nice.
I have become very much a creature of comfort, and I haven't really been wanting to introduce myself to anything new that much lately. So I do want to go see Hard Eyes. I did rewatch Wolfman for shits and grins, and I've discovered that it's not as good the second time you watch it.
I knew you were going to say that.
Man, that movie's got some of the worst dialogue I think I've ever heard in my life.
Talk about the new one that just came out recently.
Yeah, it's got some awful dialogue. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I really love in that movie that I really appreciate thematically and artistically and visually. I think it's shot beautifully. I think wonderfully shot. But man, people don't talk like that. That movie feels like it was written by AI. Like it really does. And it's a shame because there's some good performances, and then there's like the mom in that movie. Man, she phones it the fuck in, dude. Like she just was like, "Oh, it's a paycheck, whatever." Yeah, I don't know, man. Like that movie is worse the second time I watched it.
Which that's a bummer because Lee Wynell did such a good job with The Invisible Man.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
Thought he was going to knock this one out of the park.
I thought so too. And like I said, there is some good things thematically that he did really well in that movie. But it sure does not be a good movie.
It does not be a good movie.
That was taken right out of the Wolfman script.
Man, okay, yeah.
Just poor dialogue.
I'm struggling.
So yeah, but I do want to see Hard Eyes. That looks really awesome. I'm a Josh Rubin fan. I loved Werewolves Within a whole lot. I thought that movie was so good, very funny. So I'm certainly interested to see his take on a romantic comedy with a slasher. Because that's very much the vibe that I get when I see it. And I also like Mason Gooding. He's been a pleasant surprise. Hopefully he's not the psycho that his dad turned out to be, because Cuba Gooding Jr. kind of turned out to be kind of a crazy motherfucker. But that's, hey, Hollywood. All right. Let's talk about Final Destination. Warren, what are your initial thoughts on the movie? I want to say real quick before I love how I ask you a question, then I interrupt you before you can even answer it. I do got to say thank you, and this is probably coming on mostly on behalf of Isaiah. Thank you for at least 40 options when it came to thumbnails for the fucking video.
Look, man, I said it at the beginning when we started watching it. Final Destination is the kind of movie it just gets you because it doesn't do anything special, right? When like the kills in it are usually pretty wild when they happen, but like getting to that point, it doesn't do anything special, which pisses you off as a viewer because you're like, just kill him already. Like, you're building too much anticipation and I can't take it because now I'm in my own head. Like the movie makes you do the work for it because it starts making you think about like, oh, what's going to happen? What's it going to do? Oh no, watch out. There's a bird. Oh, watch out. You're on screen. Watch out. Like, it's like so crazy. But I will say, as someone who typically ends up trying to guess how people die in these movies, and I'm usually terribly wrong, this is the perfect movie for me to watch because all it does is make you guess how people are going to die.
Yeah.
And you can't be like, even if you're wrong, it doesn't matter because that's the whole point of the movie. It's like, oh, like what's going to happen? And so, yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like some of the kills in here were pretty gnarly. Like when, let's just start with the fact that the opening kill got a reaction out of me before the actual killing part happened. Like the killing part, I was just like, all right, yeah, it's happening. But like everything leading up to it got me with Todd. Me and Isaiah were kind of talking while you were using the bathroom, but we got to talk about the Terry death scene because that scene like got me. Like when that bus hit her.
Oh yeah.
Like that was a genuine reaction. Not that any of my reactions are not, but like that was like when I screamed. Like that was a genuine, like it got me. And the reason it got me was because to me that scene did a really good job of lulling you to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had the like everybody's kind of showing up. You had that little crazy moment where he's doing the U-turn. But then, like, everybody kind of shows up and they kind of lull you into this moment of, like, okay, we're all here and we're discussing this. So, like, nothing's going to happen because we have to, like, separate again because that's kind of clearly the formula you established with Todd. He was by himself. No one was there. So, like, we're going to disperse and then whoever's next is going to kick off. And then the one girl who was like, I just want to move on with my life, walks out into the street while yelling at people and gets hit by a bus. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like,
I have that bus driver is genuinely about to lose their license because they didn't even try to stop. He just
that's true. Yeah. Right, heard he screeching up the brakes. Nothing
through her, man. Just he erased her from existence,
bro. Like all you saw was like a little splash of blood.
Yeah,
and then that was it. And it wasn't even there for that long. I think he had so much momentum. The wind from the bus,
at least A-Train stopped. stopped when he ran through Jack Quaid's girlfriend and the boys. At least he stopped when he.
Yeah,
did.
but that was him physically doing that. He wasn't in a motorized vehicle where he didn't have to. He just she jumped out like what do you do?
Buses have brakes, right? Like,
Okay,
push the big pedal.
He probably did.
Way off screen at some point. He stopped in the sequel. He drove through her. He didn't stop until Final Destination 2 was 10 minutes into its movie.
He drove so fast he became the guy in the truck on the highway. That's what he did. But no, yeah, that scene got me. That was crazy. I enjoyed that. The main guy, we got to slowly see him kind of go through the like this sucks kind of thing to the being accused to like almost kind of going crazy, like because that's what that would kind of happen to you if you felt like you had all these lives in your hand and you were continually failing to save them. You would kind of lose it, and because then you didn't before he kind of got when they figured out what went wrong with the plane. Like you have no idea, like how and where or when people are going to die. So you're also like trying to figure that out. So that can kind of drive you crazy too. But I thought he did a good job in the movie as the lead and like kind of really selling you on. Man, this is kind of crazy, but also like when you start kind of believing in it and then kind of fighting back, and it kind of made you lean in a little bit to the, well, maybe we'll get out of this a little bit. Maybe somebody will get out of it. Because this very much kind of has the nobody has to live kind of vibe to it.
Oh yeah, very
much. Are set up, right? The formula, so to speak. But having at least a couple people survive is cool. But the idea, because obviously I think everyone kind of has that thing of like, you don't want to die, but you also never know when it's going to happen. So you have to just live life. And I kind of like the concept of how there's a formula. And if you can kind of rig the formula, like you can kind of cheat death and live longer than you should. And that being the premise for the movie is kind of a unique take on a Grim Reaper type thing. It gives you a killer without having to have a visual representation of one.
Right.
Because everyone can relate to death in real life because no one knows what it looks like. It just shows up and then it leaves. So, it's like a cool spin where you put a little realism into it, while still kind of going out there a little wacky with the supernatural stuff element of it. So I didn't mind it. I just every kill in every kind of movie like this is just gonna get me. So I mean, they had some gnarly ones. At the train when got his head sliced off, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like we talked about the bus, the lady, the teacher, that was crazy. A lot of explosions, then stab. I was surprised she was alive for that long too, because didn't she like slice her neck?
Yeah, she definitely
glass exploded and hit her in the neck.
The monitor.
And I was like, bro, how she lived for like quite some time to be bleeding out from the neck.
Champion. Well,
that was crazy. But yeah, man, it was solid movie. I mean, a lot of people in there that I knew, but like I couldn't tell you who they were. Right, actors like that, where you're like, oh, if you see them, you know who they are, but like you may not know them by name.
Yeah. This it's easy to see why why people keep coming back to these movies, because the entertainment value on them is so high because of the creativity when it comes to it. Like, I would be terrible at writing this because I keep just saying, oh, everything's just going to blow up. It's like she poured the hot water into the mug and it just blows up. Like, why? Why did it do that? Why not?
But you could make like a parody, like scary movies. It just call it Final Explosion.
Yeah.
Mm.
All the shit that you would think would blow up won't blow up. But the second somebody pulls the string on the doll that talks, it blows up. Isaiah, what was your first experience with this movie? You remember?
I was in high school. I was telling you guys in the beginning that this was like one of the first movies I got to go see by myself.
That's right. I
in
do remember you
theaters
saying that.
when I was of age to be able to buy my own rated R ticket. Yeah, so that's when I first saw it. I fell in love with it. The first time I saw it, and I got to see the second one in the theater, and so on and so forth. I think the only one I didn't see in the theater was the fourth one.
Okay.
But every other one I got to see in the theater. So
yeah,
super excited for the
there?
new one. There's 5 and 6 is coming out this year.
yeah. I think 5 is called The Final Destination.
That was number 4.
That was number 4. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The most recent one was Final Destination 5.
Okay.
They went back to the
Okay,
number, naming of it. So
yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure I saw this in the movie as well. I don't flock to this franchise for some reason, though, even though I'm wildly entertained by it.
mhm.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I went and saw this in the movie theater. I was in the military when this came out. And I want to say I'm very much convinced that I actually saw this in the theaters as well. But I remember dying laughing a lot watching this movie the first time.
Yeah.
Like particularly when Sean William Scott gets killed at the train tracks. That for some reason was the most off the wall, ridiculous fucking death I ever saw in my life, and I remember dying laughing watching that. And then I also remember laughing pretty aggressively when that poor teacher was going the fuck through it, because anything that could have fucking went wrong in her house did,
Yeah, man. And it blew up.
The fucking computer blows up in her face, and then her house gets set on fire, and then
Yep.
And then the blood that was dripping from her neck.
She impales herself with knives.
Yeah.
And it's just everything about that was just so fucking comical to me. But yeah, I certainly enjoy these movies. They're very, very entertaining. What was probably your favorite death, Warren? What was your favorite one? Was it the truck?
It was a bus.
Whatever, bus. Yeah, the bus.
No,
Big
that was not my
vehicle. That's
favorite.
Still driving.
That wasn't my favorite. Like, that one just caught me off guard. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't an enjoyable experience. I think I would say if I had to pick a favorite, it would be the one you just talked about, only because I kind of called it when I was like, oh, blow up in her face, and then it blew up in her face, and I was like, dang, that's crazy.
No, it's gonna blow up in her face. Bam! Oh!
I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh shit. But no, I think that one. I would say that one was probably my favorite, simply because it really showed you how like ridiculous it can happen, and how like her own decision making basically led to her death. Because if she hadn't called the cops and just went out there and talked to him and was like, yo, why are you here? Like, what are you doing? He probably could have saved her. And then the more people that were alive, the more people you could save, and you could kind of break that cycle a lot. You could increase your ratio, right, of people surviving. But everyone was just freaked out. And so then, and she was just like, you freaked me out, leave me alone. So they did lay down that foundation so that when she did call the cops, you weren't like, why wouldn't you go talk to him? Because she already established that he freaked her out and she didn't want anything to do with him. But yeah, like it was just crazy because it was just like one thing after the other.
Yeah.
Like you said, it blew up, caught fire, and then the blood that was dripping from her neck because of the explosion from the computer caught fire and brought the fire to her into the kitchen, in which then hit the
Well,
stove,
what
made the
caught
stove
fire
explode.
was her vodka because she poured the vodka in the cup. And then
Okay,
the
yeah,
cup
but
cracked, and then it was spilled the vodka all the way
okay,
to
but the
the
visual
computer.
representation was her blood dripping.
Because she was,
that led
yeah,
to the-
she was
to the
retracing her path back to the
Yes.
the which did not help at all.
Yeah,
Oh.
no. And then she got to the
That's what
kitchen, and
I
then the
love.
fire went up to the stove, hit the vodka, blew up,
So
knocks her
funny,
down.
dude.
Then she tries to grab the rag to put on her neck, try to stop, the bleeding somewhat, and then pulled a bunch of knives onto her body. And then
So
he
funny,
busts
dude.
in. And he's like, "I'm here," and then a chair falls on her and makes the knife go deeper. And I was like, "Oh my god!" Because he was like, "I'm gonna just hang on," and he was gonna like get something, and then the chair falls, and then and then he's like, "Oh
So
shoot!"
funny.
And he lifts
Mm.
the chair up, and then he's like, "One of my cousins is a doctor. And he's like, if you ever really like, you never pull it out. Like if someone stabs you, you leave it in so you don't bleed out and die."
Right.
And he's like, "Miss
I'm gonna pull
Teacher,"
this
then
out.
and he pulls it out. I was like, "No, what are you doing?" Like, I was like, she never stood a chance, man. Like it was
No.
like because
No,
as,
not at all.
as bad as the bus scene was, and as bad as like that guy getting his head ripped off, but were sliced off, like that one was probably the most brutal one because of how much stuff happened to that lady
Yeah, it was so funny.
and
She
how
was
long
going,
it took for her to die.
she
Like,
was
'cause,
going fucking through it.
man.
It's so funny. What's your favorite death in this movie, Isaiah?
Bus scene. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
out of
so
nowhere.
Fucking good, dude. Yeah, there's a lot of really good ones in this. Like the hardest one to watch is easily the first. I think what I guess is technically kind of the first one with the kid in the shower.
Todd. Yeah.
Todd, yeah, that's probably the hardest one to watch because it's probably the more brutal ones because it drags on so long while he's choking and hanging and stuff. That's probably the toughest one to watch. But yeah, man, this movie's so fucking funny, dude. Yeah, we have picked a movie because we're just gonna do what we were gonna do if he had already seen this. So
That's what I was kind of figuring.
yeah. This is exciting.
We can keep the Tony Todd train going.
We're gonna keep the Tony Todd train going, Warren.
I've seen
it. You've seen what?
Whatever it is, I've seen it.
Oh, okay. Warren. Well, first of all, I'm glad you enjoyed Final Destination because that's a super fun movie. But for our next episode, we are going to keep the Tony Todd train party rolling. And Warren, we are going to make you watch Candyman.
Seen it. I already seen it.
No, you haven't. I know you haven't. Because you haven't even seen the new one yet.
That don't mean I ain't seen the first one.
You haven't seen the first one. You know
You
why?
don't know that.
I know you haven't seen the first one.
Why?
Because I don't even think you were born yet.
Yeah, but like, I bet Tony Todd, so like I seen it.
You met Tony Todd, so it's okay.
Like, so I seen it, bro. I saw it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that thought process. But yeah, Candyman 1992 is when
I
this
was
movie
one.
came out. You were born. Oh yeah, you've seen it. So yeah, this is I would call this a classic. Would you call this a classic,
I would.
Isaiah?
I would too,
I-
because I've seen it.
And in fact, yeah, it's on the shelf right next to. It's on the
The
shelf
Power
right
Rangers,
next
the
to How
movie.
Green Is My Valley.
It's in The Sound of Music.
And The Sound of Music, yeah, it's sitting right next to those.
Those classics as well.
Yeah, this is based on I think a Clive Barker short story,
I believe so.
if memory serves me correctly. I want to
Yeah.
say it is. And yeah, it's based on The Forbidden by Clive Barker, which is either a short story or a novel. I've never read it, so I could not tell you which one what it is. I've never read that, but I think it's a classic. I think I actually kind of hold this movie. I would say that I think this movie is nearly a masterpiece. I think Candyman is that good.
I would agree.
Yeah. So really excited to make you watch that. Warren, just for the record, have you ever seen Candyman?
Yes.
You're gonna keep with that lie, huh?
No, I haven't seen it.
All right. So next episode, Warren watches Candyman. That's gonna be a good time. Anything that you guys want to add before we slide out of here, other than our regular thank you guys for the views and thanks for the support and all that fun stuff?
I got nothing.
Yeah, I have nothing too. I'm gonna continue to play some Raid Shadow Legends like a fucking nerd. I think I'm gonna try and watch Hard Eyes tomorrow. I think I'm gonna try and go see the Hard Eyes in the theater tomorrow on Sunday.
I'm gonna go see Captain America.
Yeah, you're gonna see Captain America tonight, ain't you?
Yes.
I'm glad people are watching it. It looks like it's doing pretty good in the box office.
Yeah,
They
it's
said it
getting
was tracking
slammed
like-
in the reviews though.
I did see that, but what
They
I am
whack.
happy
That's
to
all it
see
is.
is that they say that Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford are great in it. They said that what I read, I guess they said that they thought the movie was kind of boring.
Yeah, they're boring.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
they're boring.
They're boring.
But yeah, what we need to do. We campaign for the Captain Mackie skin. The Captain Mackie. The Captain Mackie skin for Marvel Rivals. Just the skin. Keep the voice the same. keep the moveset the same. And that shit would just be kind of funny.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, that's with all that being said, thank you guys so much for the love, and we will catch you on the next episode.